Miss News Lady, Jeannette Reyes, welcome to California Live. So great to see you.
Thank you so much for having me, which, by the way, you could totally nail the news anchor voice because you have a beautiful voice as well.
Well, we got it in ourselves, don't we? Yes. Jeannette, you are a force. You've got more than 2 million followers on social media. You are a content creator. You are an entrepreneur, a speaker, a co-host of Off the Record podcast. Now we can add author to the list, Prime to Pivot. Before we dive into the book a little bit, take me back. How do we go from TV news anchor, because that's where you started, to now what we're doing?
You know, it's funny. It started, you and I were actually co-workers at the time. I was working at a station in Philadelphia, and I just started sharing just regular moments from my life and behind the scenes of TV news, which really fascinated people. And then I started doing the anchor voice, and that took off and went viral and really planted a seed. And ultimately, it turned into, for me, it made me realize, like, wait a minute, this is a whole thing that I could kind of dedicate my time to and tell a different kind of story and use my skills in news in a way that's entertaining, that's amusing, and that's uplifting.
Yeah. So aside from the news anchor voice, which, you know, catapulted you to where you are now, any moments or memories on social media that stand out to you?
Oh, my goodness. I would have to say, of course, it's our first viral video. We did a live report on on McDonald's, on what we were going to eat for dinner. And so it's like, good evening, your time now is 5:52. We're trying to figure out what we're trying to eat this evening. And so we're talking to our viewers. We've got a live poll running. And
I'm Jeannette Reyes, reporting live here in the kitchen. Your time now is 5:52. And we're trying to figure out what we'd like for dinners.
And it just blew up. It just catapulted us. That was probably the most significant moment because it planted a seed. But I would say, aside from that, a more sentimental one was a fundraiser that we ran on social media to really give a special Christmas to a children's home in the Dominican Republic that I grew up visiting. And we far exceeded our goal. And it made for such a memorable moment, but also showed this true power of social media when it's used for good, especially.
Well, we're so excited to have you not only here with us, but also talk about Prime to Pivot. This is your ebook. And you mentioned that your pivot, your personal pivot, wasn't rooted in a breaking point, but more about alignment. Tell me what you mean by that.
Right. I'm glad you asked that, because I feel like we look at pivots as, you know, it's just like a last minute, things didn't work out. It's got such a negative light on it. And I want to look at it as, reframe it as, maybe this is, it's not your plan B, it's your plan A realized. Like, everything you've done up until this point prepared you for your pivot. This is exciting. It's a new beginning. And so for me, I say it wasn't a breaking point because I loved my job. And you can love your job and simply outgrow it and fall out of alignment. And so your pivot can be you choosing to fall back into alignment, doing something new, and using everything you've learned to pour into your next chapter. So I always, my tagline for my book is, what if your pivot was always the plan?
Love it. Ooh, that gives me goosebumps. What if the pivot was always the plan? So as people are listening to this ebook, what do you want them to take away? Any advice you could give them on how to make that pivot themselves?
I would say first, you really, really have to check your mindset. Because whatever it is that's in your mind, whether it's negative or positive, it really influences what you do. So one of my mantras is, you don't owe the old version of you a lifetime subscription. Embrace evolution, embrace trying something new, and dare to bet on yourself. I would also say, while you don't owe the old version of yourself a lifetime subscription, you do owe yourself a plan. I say do it scared but prepared. When you're betting on yourself, it should be with strategy, with intention. And when you do it that way, you always win. Yeah.
What's next for you, Jeannette?
What's next for me is, I like to say with the ebook, it was me trying to scale mentorship. And I've gotten so many questions about how I did what I did and all of the gems and things I've picked up along the way. I want to continue doing that. There's a community out here that's so excited to help you out, myself included. And that's what I'd like to continue doing.
Well, thank you for your help with Prime to Pivot. Shall we toss it back to Jess and the anchor voice?
Absolutely.
Go ahead, you take it away.
Thank you so much, Melissa. It was a pleasure speaking with you today. We're going to toss it over to Jess, and you can take it from here.